Interesting. What to do in the event of a pancake shortage? Or in the event of an angry army of prairie dogs attacking? Huh. I never would have thought about that.
Kabaam, thank goodness I found you.
Whoa, are you okay?
I need your help. Come on.
Whoa, what happened? What's going on? Oh, are we under attack by some supervillains? Or is there a pancake shortage? Or is there an army of prairie dogs headed this way?
Pancake shortage, prairie dogs. No, it's nothing like that. Come on, watch the tape.
Well, I knew that, but what do you want me to help you with?
It's a group of superheroes. I need your help talking to them. Come on.
Well, sure thing, pal, but who are we talking to?
It's a super cool squad. Come on, let's go.
Whoa. Hold on. You mean the squad made up of Punch, Spark, and Stretch? That super cool squad? Punch with his super strength, Spark with his ability to shoot fire from his hands, and Stretch with the ability for stretching power.
Yeah, do you know them?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them. Are you sure we need to go and talk with those guys?
Absolutely. I just saw them in the cafeteria, picking on a bunch of sidekicks.
Oh, no, but what was happening?
Well, first, Punch grabbed the plunger boy and stuck his head to the ceiling. He had no way down. They just pointed and laughed at him while he squirmed and dangled like a pinata. Then Spark set Quick Girl's running shoes on fire. The bad part was she was wearing them when he did it. They just pointed and laughed at her while she ran around screaming, "My feet are on fire! My feet are on fire! Help!" Lastly, they used Stretch to make a giant slingshot, and they shot cue ball, the ball-headed human dodgeball, right through the window. They just pointed and laughed while he soared off into the distance. They've been doing stuff like this all week. We gotta go talk to him and then get him to stop. Come on.
Oh, wait a second. While I agree that it's wrong for the super cool squad to pick on the sidekicks, I don't think talking to them is such a good idea. It might turn out badly.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been picked on by them too. They won't listen to you and me. In fact, I'm sure if we told them to stop picking on sidekicks, they'd stop picking on us.
Hey, what could they possibly do to us?
Think about it. Instead of picking on sidekicks, they'll grab us and stick our heads to the ceiling. And then they'll light our shoes on fire, and we're gonna run around with smoky shoes while they point and laugh. And then they'll save the worst for last. They'll take Stretch, and then they'll shoot us across town. And we could land almost anywhere. We could end up in a dumpster. Oh, none of those heroes or sidekicks will respect us anymore. They'll call us names like Pickle Shoes and Stinky Face. Oh, it'll be awful. It's not our problem. It's the sidekicks' problem. We should just stay here and read.
Stay here and read?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we should stay here where it's safe and read things like this, the superhero training manual.
There's no time to stick around and read. Come on. I don't think it's going to turn out as bad as you think it will. I can see it now. We're going to tell the super cool squad to stop picking on the sidekicks. Not only do they listen to us, they decide we're right. Then, word gets out of our heroic actions all around Mega City. Everyone thinks we're the coolest heroes ever. Yeah. Then, they put our picture right on the front of Mega City Digest. Yeah, and then the mayor, he gives us this great award for being the coolest superheroes and doing such a good deed. Yeah, that's why we need to go talk to the Superman group.
No, I think we should stay.
I think we should go.
I think we should stay.
Go.
Stay.
Go.
If we go, it will be awful.
If we go, it'll be great.
If you go, there's no telling what will happen. I'm Captain Courage, and I'm quite disappointed in both of you. You're both basing your decision on how you think it will turn out in the end. Real heroes don't make their choices like that. The superhero manual clearly states that true heroes choose to stand up for what is right no matter what might happen. The Bible is full of heroes that stood up for what was right, even though they didn't know how things would turn out. Our first story takes place in Daniel chapter 3.
King Nebuchadnezzar had made a huge statue made of gold, and then he told the people,
Whenever you hear music, you must bow down and worship this statue. If you don't bow down, you will be thrown into a fiery furnace and you will die.
Soon after that, people heard music. Everyone was scared and bowed down to the statue, except for 3 young men, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. They knew they should only bow down to God, not some statue. Eventually, King Nebuchadnezzar found out they didn't bow to his statue.
I told you, bow to my statue when you hear the music. This is your last chance. Bow down or you will be thrown into the furnace.
God has the power to save us from you and your furnace.
But even if God doesn't save us,
We will never bow down to your statue.
totally.
They stood up for what was right, even though they didn't know what would happen.
In Daniel chapter 6, there is another story of a man who had courage to stand up for what is right.
Daniel worked for King Darius and showed himself to be smart, hardworking, and trustworthy. The king was very impressed.
You know, I think I'll put Daniel over the whole empire.
Other people in the king's palace were jealous of Daniel. They tried to think of a way to get rid of him.
We have to get rid of Daniel.
How? He never does anything wrong. He works hard, does a good job, and prays to God every day.
He prays, eh? I have an idea.
They hatched a plan and went to the king.
Oh, King, you're the best. In fact, you're so amazing that people should have to pray to you and only you.
You should make a law that says if people pray to anything or anyone other than you, they'll be thrown into the lion's den.
You know, I am pretty great. I'll sign the law.
This was bad news for Daniel. He knew he should only pray to God. However, praying to God meant Daniel would be thrown into the lion's den. Courageously, Daniel kept on praying to God 3 times a day. He stood up for what he knew was right.
There's another story found in Acts chapter 6 and 7 about a man named Stephen.
Stephen taught people about Jesus. Some of the Jewish leaders didn't like this, so they got some men to lie about Stephen.
That guy Stephen was saying all kinds of bad stuff about God and Moses.
Stephen, you're under arrest.
They took Stephen to the high council for his trial.
You are accused of many crimes. Are these accusations true?
Now Stephen knew he was in trouble. He could have denied everything he'd been teaching, but he didn't. Instead, Stephen boldly spoke to the Jewish leaders about Jesus, even though he knew they wouldn't like it. He stood up for what he knew was right.
You two need to stop worrying about what might happen. It sounds like you both know that picking on people is wrong. You also know that confronting the super cool squad and telling them to stop is the right thing to do. It doesn't matter what might happen. If you're true heroes, then you'll stand up for what is right. Captain Courage, out.
Heroes stand up for what is right. Courage. Well, I guess I've been thinking about this all the wrong way. It doesn't really matter if the super cool squad picks on us instead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we get that great award either.
Yeah, you know what? Picking on people is wrong. Telling those guys in the super cool squad to stop bullying those other sidekicks is the right thing to do, no matter what might happen. I'm gonna go talk with those guys. Are you with me?
You betcha. Let's go.